furious fashion in Melbourne, where the West Indies handed out a 10-wicket drubbing after Pakistan had batted first and inexplicably only lost 2 wickets as they got to 220.
It's straight up in the air. Who's going to take it? Logie's got him. That's the first wicket to fall. Sohail out in court trying to pull that one to mid-wicket. Really trying to get Pakistan off to a flyer. It's not a bad start anyhow.
Easton Benjamin gets the first breakthrough. Pakistan 1 for 45.
Yeah, that's out. That's the end of it. Big by the change of pace there. Threw it up, a little bit of drift. But it's straight to Carl Hooper, ins and ins out. And that's a wicket the West Indies needed.
Pakistan now 2 for 97 in the 30.
In hindsight, though, the signs were there in the batting. Ramiz Raja got 100.
That's his 100, his 6th century. A little slow, I think, when one considers the batting they've got. He's happy about it, whether or not he scored those runs quickly enough to get his side a victory, time will tell.
And Javed did what he does best. He fiddled it. 220 was never enough, though, and as the West Indies cruised to their win, the experts were questioning whether or not Pakistan, with no Waqar Younis and an injured Imran Khan, had the firepower in the bowling department to do anything in this World Cup. 4 days later, though, the first win and the first points were in the bag, as Sohail took 100 off the part-timers of Zimbabwe. So to Adelaide and Pakistan's game against England. Heavy rain overnight had turned what's normally a batter's paradise into a bowler's dream. Gooch won the toss, the bowlers did the rest.
In the air, it's out. And Ramiz is out. And that could be up. In fact, it is. Dermot Reed taking the catch firstly. And Pringle has struck. That's Pakistan all out with 74. And Pringle 8.2 overs. 3 for 8.
Almost a textbook delivery was that. His gentle medium swing. Batsman playing at it, nicked it. Not too quickly to slay from Dermot Reed doing the business. Just crouching in comfortably, rolling over as he holds on to it. It was perfectly played to firstly.
So, all out for 74, and things looked grim indeed for Imran, until nature intervened. The rain returned, and Pakistan got what ultimately was the difference between qualifying for the semis and going home. 1 point. Who's to say their name isn't on the cup? Pakistan's next stop was Sydney for the ultimate in local derbies, an encounter with their neighbours back home, India. India won the toss, but never really got away from Pakistan, for whom Mushtaq Ahmed served notice of his growing influence on the bowling front, picking up 3 wickets.
That's out. He's caught behind, trying to cut it very fine and very hard. Mushtaq Ahmed comes back the best way possible. He takes a wicket of the Indian captain, Mohammad Azharuddin.
Well, that's the first time I've seen Mushtaq Ahmed really put any work on the ball out there. He's been rolling it out. That one he gave a real tweak. And it spun a little and jumped as well. A thick top edge and pretty well held by the keeper. It wasn't an easy catch because of the extra bounce. And that is a vital wicket for Pakistan. Mushtaq Ahmed takes it, and it's 2 for 86.
Chip in the air, there's a man out there who's getting under it. Ahak does the job. Good bowling. Poor selection of shot, but that's good effort by the leg spinner, kicking the ball up under pressure. A very valuable wicket for Pakistan.
Yes, the captain has got a lot of faith in his leg spinner. Mushtaq coming back. We're into the 40th over. And that's what happens with leg spinners. If you're in the right, if you can get the team into the right position, put a few outfielders out, when they're trying to score quickly, it can be very difficult, as Camberley has found out. India 4 for 147.
Oh, he's got him. First ball. Mandrake, a clean bowl by Mushtaq. A fine piece of bowling and great captaincy by Imran Khan here at the Sydney Cricket Ground.
Yes, he showed a lot of courage in bringing the leg spinner back on. The hierarchy, the Pakistan hierarchy, thought that the ball would spin here a little bit. And just a little bit of turn there got the underneath edge back onto the stumps. So 2 wickets in the 1 over from Mushtaq. Good bowling. And Draker is out for a duck. And in the 40th over, India are 5 for 148.
When it came to batting, though, things didn't go Pakistan's way. While Javed and Sohail were together, everything looked possible. But Javed got involved in a slanging match with Morey.
Chatter, 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 who lead? And perhaps it is just as well that no one can understand precisely what they're saying.
And umpire Shepherd having the last say, telling the non-striker to get back in his crease and let's get on with this match. And not out is the final decision. Yes, he's never stuck. Javed, it's 2 for 85.
And soon after that, the concentration broken, the partnership was split, and Pakistan were on the slippery slide to defeat.
And he's got him, so that's it. Clean bowl off the first ball. A great win for India at the Sydney Cricket Ground. That gives them the 2 points they badly needed.
Mount Everest. 4 games gone and just 3 points in the bag. Very few were giving them much of a price of making those semi-finals. If anyone had been brave enough to put money on them at this stage, events in Brisbane might well have persuaded them to rip up their tickets. The big talking point all tournament had been the regulations for working out a target in rain-affected matches. Now, against South Africa, Pakistan were the victims of a rain-interrupted match. Having held the Springboks to 211 of 50 overs, Pakistan suddenly found themselves having to get 194 of just 36. A huge challenge, which Imran and Inzamam did their best to meet.
It's good straight hit. It's another boundary. It skids off the glass into the fence in front of the members. The experienced Imran Khan breaking wrist just at the right time.
Imran Khan getting into the swing of things here, directing it perfectly over mid-on, no field in the on the boundary there.
Oh, he's hit that superbly. Irfan can't get it. Superb strike.
Pakistan here, the crowd's happy. Pakistan flag going in the crowd there.
Umpire not interested. Inzamam could be run out. And Jonty Rhodes has demolished the stumps. And umpire Bucknor has given him out. A flying leap with Pike.
Well, it was going to require some brilliant fielding or some brilliant work in the field, and a better man you could not find than Jonty Rhodes. Inzamam was hit on the pad. He was looking for the single and lumbered down the wicket. Imran was never interested. Jonty Rhodes knew there was a chance, decided not to throw other than himself. He gets there first and wipes everything out. Umpire Steve Bucknor, no hesitation, and that may well be the piece of fielding that South Africa needed. Pakistan 3 for 135.
And that was the beginning of the end for Pakistan, who were now facing the stark truth. If they wanted to go any further in the competition, they had 3 matches left, all of which they now had to win.